Rock that beat.
I don't hide the fact that I think Boruto is a very average show. I think episode 65 is still pretty much the best episode of the series. I feel like that's the peak of where the series is at so far, and so far the series just hasn't gotten any better since then, and I'm very disappointed by that, to be completely honest. As a Naruto fan, as someone who's been into the Naruto series for a while now, and seeing that the Boruto series, a successor series of Naruto Shippuden, is just been at a progressive decline or just not moved at all, either upwards or downwards, it's very disappointing to see that the show just continues to not get any better, but at the same time not get any worse, because every now and again there will always be an episode that I'll be like, oh yeah, I really enjoyed that, and then every now and again I'll just find an episode that I just didn't really care for. It goes up and then it goes down and then it stays there for a little bit and it doesn't move, and then it goes back up for like a little bit, and then I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess we're just gonna have to wait until we got another good episode or whatever, and it's very disappointing. I hate seeing this, and I hate ranting about, the series of what it's been doing for the past year and a half, 2 years. And I want to see the show get better. I want to see the show get way better, but because there's almost been the same amount of episodes since episode 65, that it took to get to where we're at with episode 65, with the peak pinnacle of where the series should be at, it's just kind of embarrassing that there hasn't been an episode of that caliber since then. I think I said this before already in a different video. There's still episodes that I still, find myself really enjoying for whatever reason. Like last week's episode, we got to see more of Himawari, and Himawari is always enjoyable to see whenever she's in an episode, because she's the cute, kind, and adorable little sister, and people really like that in animes. So whenever you get to see more of that, especially from Himawari and Boruto, you tend to really enjoy that, and I really liked last week's episode just because she was in the episode, and she's always very enjoyable to see on screen. And then this week we actually get to see more of Hinata for some reason, and it's not even really about her being the focus of the episode. It was actually mainly about Jiraiya and more of his involvement with Naruto, which, Boruto didn't really know him before, and he didn't really ask about anything. He just assumed that, his dad just got really powerful because he trained really hard or whatever, right? He still doesn't really know a lot about his dad, and yeah, I'm glad it doesn't left more to mystery, but I almost feel like that's kind of weird considering the fact that after, the whole tuning exams and everything, you'd think that he would want to learn more about his dad straight off the bat, but I guess not, because he still has weird feelings about Naruto for some reason. It's very weird, and I'm not really sure why that is the case, but whatever. In this episode, he learns more about Jiraiya, and he learns about Jiraiya and makeout tactics, and he thinks that the makeout tactics book is, a novel in which, I don't really know how to explain it. He just thinks that there's more about the makeout tactics series that Jiraiya wrote than he actually, knows, obviously, because we know what it's about, and we know how Jiraiya, found the material to write about the series, but Boruto doesn't really know, and he thinks that this is going to be able to help him learn more about Jiraiya. But progressively as the episode continues, and Boruto obviously talks to more of the previous cast members like Kiba and Shino and Choji and etc., they keep telling him he's too young to read the book or the series or whatever, and that's really funny. But they go ahead and explain more about Jiraiya and his whole involvement with Naruto, and eventually it gets to a part where the episode is towards about where it's about to end, and Sasuke explains that even though him and Boruto have a teacher-pupil relationship, it's significantly different than what Jiraiya and Naruto had, and it is, because Jiraiya was the father figure to Naruto, and whenever he finally died or was killed by pain, it devastated him, and not only made his resolve a lot more stronger, which Hinata then explains to Boruto, and I really like the relationship with those two, Hinata and Naruto. I've always been just the one to really like to see those two together, and she kind of accidentally explains the fact that she's always had this, this crush on him since she was a child, and they kind of call her out on that, and it was really funny. And the episode just kind of ends with on a cliffhanger when about Urashiki trying to go after the tailed beast again, and we're gonna have to wait until next week's episode to see what's gonna happen with that. And that's pretty much where the episode ends, and nothing else really happens in the episode besides it being average, but I still really enjoyed it because I like the misunderstanding that Boruto and Sarada have about the make out tactics series and whatever. I thought it was really funny. Yeah, that's the episode. Not a whole lot happened, and it was pretty much an average episode, to be honest. But I still really enjoyed it, so I don't really care, I guess. So yeah, that's the episode. If you enjoyed for whatever reason, if you enjoyed the video for whatever reason, I'm sorry. Be sure to leave a like if you're new, subscribe for more videos like this. I'll see you guys next one. Have a fantastic day. I'm out. Peace.